Okay, getting the first pick. Oh, get three, Pyro, get three with the
Blade Kid putting on a clinic. 14 down. Oh!
tranquility.
Good evening, Overwatch fans. Welcome back to the Overwatch Tranquility community with our Wednesday night feature. Tonight we are showcasing a match in Orem Group B between D.I.R.T and Ember. Both teams are sitting at 1-1 in Stage 1, each dropping a game to the undefeated Corvidity, who is sitting at the top of the group. With only 3 more games left in this stage, every map matters for these teams as they fight to get the higher seeding going forward. I'm your Keela Miles, your play-by-play tonight, along with Gizmo Charmander on Analyst. Gizmo, will D.I.R.T be able to withstand the heat from Ember, or is their fire just too bright to extinguish?
I hope so because I really like D.I.R.T. But, I actually got to do a beat drop with Ember, and I will say this is the one game that they are looking forward to. So I know this is going to be a friendly match through and through, but even though it's friendly, there ain't going to be punches held back. So it's going to be a fun match to watch tonight, especially since it's Transcendence tier. Both these teams have amazing players. D.I.R.T did really well last season. Ember has players that have been on previous teams throughout Tranquility, so it's going to be a fun match to watch tonight for sure.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And like you said, being in this Transcendence tier, these teams don't pull any punches, and that means it's usually down to the team synergy that matters. Like, that's what I love about this level of Overwatch. You're not seeing people flub anything, which there's not anything wrong with that, but it all comes down to tight team coordination. That is just what makes Overwatch so beautiful, and we get to see that beauty showcased first on Busan.
Yeah, Busan, probably my favorite control map, to be honest with you. And not just because I'm a weeb or anything, and Diva's my favorite waifu in this game. It's because it's probably one of the best maps as far as constructive goes. You're able to play so many different comps, where most control maps, you're almost certain to play a Rhine Zarya, or maybe even a double shield. But on here right now, especially with the Sigma ball being so popular, definitely wouldn't be surprised if we see that coming out from either side.
Yeah, and here in downtown, it's one of the few maps with an actual relevant high ground, or a control map, rather. So we can actually see J-Star and Jack hopping up there to take advantage of that.
Yeah, but the question is, will the double bubble be, the better outcome, or will the true dive with both the Hammond, who can also help take the high ground with Jack? Truth be told, I don't know yet, because you're just going to have the Echo Tracer versus the Ashe Echo. So it's going to be a hard time for Telecom here, but hey, you know what? They'll make it work.
Ember's gonna hit like a truck. Well, D.I.R.T, I think they're gonna be playing a little more dive pick base, hoping for Dragunov to get some sticky bombs in there, but just playing as close to the ground as possible, avoiding Dragon. That Dynamite not gonna find any perch, as they're just hunting for someone in the rotation. They can see Chad back there, but can't quite find the angle to get the shot. J-Star goes up for the leap, but D.I.R.T's not going to let that happen. Jack moving them straight down, and it's going to be the sticky bombs lobbed right up to the high ground that'll get the first pick, even though it's resurrected by Pose.
Yeah, running the Echo and the Ashe, you have 2 DPS that are very oriented around that Mercy. It's going to be hard for them to get the advantage with it.
But J-Star able to get in there on those DPS, sort of, that don't really have a way to get out once you're there. Lin is going to be the cleanup right there, grabbing Pose's life, and with the Mercy gone, that more or less nullifies both Ashe and Echo. D.I.R.T gonna have to pull out for now.
Yeah, J-Star's definitely going to have a nice little advantage, be able to jump in with that bubble, be able to protect before using his own shield. And then Tel just able to add that damage, which allowed J-Star to get those 2 nice early picks.
Yeah, but it's going to be D.I.R.T taking quite a bit of the map right now. Controlling that movie theater as best as they can, while Tasty just sits on the high ground with Dragon, hoping to get some picks. And they do find Telm. Without that Echo in the sky to pressure them down, Truth can get very aggressive. Don't have to worry about that beam. Lin's going to be the next casualty, and even though Drug does fall, it's going to be D.I.R.T with the advantage. J-Star jumps right up into an amplification matrix, battened down, not going to get any sort of foothold up there as the flips over to D.I.R.T.
Yeah, actually, like we were saying before, on this map particularly, that high ground does come in value, and Tasty, she was just absolutely taking advantage of it with that 3rd DPS on the bat. Was able to get 2 strong picks, have that window for the clutch on the point, and that was all they needed. Now they have both tank ults, plus they have Val just for sustain in this next fight, while Ember is just coming up on Monkey and Echo's ult.
And Pose gonna use the Valk very early on. That sustain gonna give them an advantage in the poke fight. But with the team as spread out as they are, you're not gonna get the benefits of the AoE healing. It's really just gonna let them be the ultimate heal. But Pose, they only have the Valk for so long, gonna fade right as the engage comes in from Ember. Telm gonna be knocked out of their mech, the duplicated one. But the triple tank from Ember is giving them a lot of room to work with. But it's going to be both duplicates out of here. So it's going to be Drog, their turn, and they're going to choose a Raging Monkey, battering the team around. All of Ember is caught in that little alleyway, and they are just clay pigeons ready for Dragon to shoot down.
Yeah, a very interesting choice from Telm to try to copy the D.Va and take over the high ground. I think it was definitely the right strat, but probably needed that backup just in case, because losing that max so early and also the copy just really kind of threw it, and Dragunov was able to just take advantage of the enraged monkey and, you know, kept the team separated and had enough damage with the 3 tanks.
Oh, not gonna have those 3 tanks this time, and J-Star's gonna wish they did, because already without Primal Rage, they're so low. It's gonna be the burst healing from the Nano that's the only thing keeping them alive, but they don't get a chance to jump away because they have to drop a bubble to stop that self-destruct from tearing through their team. Helm is going to make up for that wasted time, though, getting the sneakies on the Dragon once again. Same initiator as the first time, and with the grab going down to the center of the point, Tess finding a nice pulse bomb and a nice one clip on the truth to finish them off. That will be the point flipping over to Ember.
What a great play from Ember. Although right now you only have Bob for dirt, so the next fight might just end up being a dry fight because they do have a little bit of time before they have to initiate, and they do have Minefield coming up very soon.
But they want to make it a fast dry fight because at 75% in building, they might not get another chance. I think they're just going for one clean engage here.
Yeah, hopefully maybe get that Minefield to kind of separate the point, force both bubbles to come out, and have Bob clean damage.
Yeah, Bob's just gonna hang out at the center of the point where it's very hard to boop him, as, like you said, the minefield dropping right back down onto the supports, making it so hard to heal everyone, giving a big chance for Dirt to come in on the dive. Tell them, though, with the duplicated Bob of their own, a holographic big old Butler, it's gonna take up so much space on the point and make it so hard for Dirt to exist, and yet they're still able to find some perch, get some kills. Jose is fueling the entire team with his Valkyrie, and they're able to resurrect as well. That is almost 1,000 de facto health with the shield to stall out this point for as long as possible. And as J-Star's Primal Rage is the only thing keeping it alive along with this rally. I'm not sure how much longer Ember can hold on, but Dirt's not finding these kills fast enough.
Yeah, hopefully with this Ant Matrix, they might be able to change the point, but it's just pick after pick right now for Ember. A little trade going here and forth, but it's not really looking good.
In the chaos, the point does flip over to Dirt, though, and as overtime is expiring faster and faster, Ember, they're going over to full stall here as they're giving up any chance of ultimates, any chance of return, hoping for some miracle play, and even they're able to get the D-Mech, they give their life for it. And honestly, at the rate this is going, the tempo at which is Dirt is removing Ember from the point, I don't see Ember taking this home anytime soon as the round concludes. And Dirt goes up 1-0 on Busan.
Yeah, great play from both sides, 99 to 100 on the very first map. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in for a great match tonight if it starts off that way, as we all know. Personally speaking, I think the ball D.Va dive just seemed to be a little more coordinated there, and I think that might be the change. But we will see that Reinhardt come out here, because like I said before, control maps just have that one particular map where you gotta run the Shatter Machine. So now it's going to be the difference between running that D.Va, who can eat the defense or eat the bullets coming in and hopefully surviving that shield, or the extra damage from the Zarya getting the charge and having a little, you know, distance pill compared to the D.Va.
Yeah, and we'll have to look at how that D.Va goes, because D.Va usually is better in the long fight, while Zarya is better for the quick burst at the beginning, but as the bubbles are getting decreasing value, it doesn't last as long, so we'll be able to see if Dirt is able to get in there quickly, use this wall to isolate them, but Dragon going down to a stray icicle. That's not how Dirt wants to start out. The quick fight looking a little far off the horizon for them, as Dirt is just getting put in the ground by Ember.
Yeah, that was a huge pick coming from Telm on the May. Not to mention the wall separation for, forcing out that immortality early in the fight. It just gave it so much time, and here I go. The D.Va has a defense matrix that lasts for 2 seconds and is a lot more quicker on the cooldowns compared to that Zarya bubble, they're able to stop the damage coming from the Mei and the McCree on the other side.
And another masterful separation right there. The Shatter doesn't find any real value, but it does put some pressure on them, so you gotta give credit to that. Truth had to hold the shield up, and they had nothing to protect themselves later, as Ember, once again, cleaning up dirt.
Keep out of my way.
Yeah, late Nano coming in that fight, I don't know if it was necessary, but hey, you know what? J-Star does like to get his Earth Shatter back for a fact. And it was just a zoning ult at this point, but huge walls coming from Talon. I mean, just absolutely showing a miraculous job with those walls separating the tanks.
Look at how fast they're playing. It's only 40%, and there's already been, well, we're up to the third fight. As it begins with that self-destruct, Lin just gonna blow up the wall. Not gonna be much there as Tasty using that amplification matrix just to get out the door, but they get stunned in the back. Test eliminates the Baptiste, but the Shatter onto the McCree gives Dirt a fighting chance in this round. Jack almost half charges, using that to D-neck Lin quick as they please. And it's just a Mei stalling out, and now Helm is going to get ambushed by Dragon, and Dirt, even though they started shaky, is going to flip the point.
Oh my, Tess, I feel your pain on that one. But you kind of had it coming trying to solo ult the ride. But I'm going to say this right now. Even though Ember did lose that fight, J-Star is almost at his second Shatter, while Truth barely got his on that last fight.
But that's a nice grab right there. Using conjunction with the wall is going to get rid of the initiators right there. And once again, it's going to be Ember going back to spawn.
And Jack with a beautiful body block with that Zarya, just, you know, helping out with the stagger on the McCree and on the Diva.
Yeah,
So,
and that really does give them an ultimate advantage, though. Posing? That might have been a fat finger, let's be honest here, because you're really going to want that coming into a Blizzard and a Shatter. J-Star is going to hit a big one right there, but the Blizzard from Dragunov is going to prevent too much follow-up, with Blaze going down as well right after their sound barrier. Not going to be much value from that. As Ember, even with that wasted ult right there, they're going to use that. Jose, they're really regretting not having that unlocked now.
yeah, and you know, that was a good idea throwing that Blizzard out. Dragunov actually 52% after throwing that Blizzard at the beginning of that fight. So huge props to the Mei player right there as well. And Dragon has his Deadeye and Truth with the Shatter. This fight could go in the way of Dirt, just for those ults alone.
Ember just shoving the self-destruct behind, and Dragon taking out behind the corner. Gonna catch two. Talman Blaze out of the fight. There's your mobility and your way to stop the other team's mobility. Gone. And Truth, they don't even want to use this Shatter, even though, well, they do want to, but they can't. You got another couple fights to win, Dirt, because you got the point now. How are you gonna hold it?
Yeah, what great patience come from Truth, because I know for a fact if that was me, that Ana and McCree with no stun or sleep would have been on the ground in 2 seconds. But hey, Dragon finding value in a Deadeye, even with the Mei wall coming up, but Dragunov has that Blizzard now. It's looking very good for Blood. Oh, what a great wall.
Yeah, but Blaze almost goes down right there. They survive barely, and the Nano is nullified by said Blizzard. It's just J-Star barely surviving as Jack chucks the grab into the backline where no one can really follow up. Test will fall because of it, though. Wrong with one icicle, two icicles, looking for more, but it's Tasty up on the high ground with the Amp Matrix, getting the cleanup that they need as it's up to 99%. No one can touch, even with the rollout. Ember cannot make it, and Dirt going up 1-0 in this whole series, winning Busan 2-0.
Oh, Jack, you did J-Star dirty with that block. What a great play. I think, you know, honestly, both teams did a great effort on both maps. I think Dirt just was able to find a little bit more value with their ults, which is what led them to winning Busan. I mean, just right here, we get to see Dragon taking out the wall, not even worrying about it because he has that Lucio speed. So might be that composition, the Zarya versus the Diva, or the Ball and Diva versus the Winston Zarya. It's looking very good for Dirty to keep this up. The old economy's been good on both sides, so I don't think either team, like I said, is just getting that value. They were trying to throw those Diva bombs on the side of Ember and just weren't able to find anyone, even though they tried a really sneaky little wall and go over it, which I appreciate. But unfortunately, you know, if you don't wall off the Reinhardt and there's a Baptiste, well, you're not going to get enough value out of it. So maybe they should try to look for maybe a Shatter Bomb if they're going to continue running that Diva Ryan comp. But other than that, it's been looking good.
Yeah, one thing I saw about that play, and a lot of plays from Dirt, is it comes from a very brave TF2 player I once knew, that the best movement technique is being braver than your opponent expects you to be right there. And that's what I've been seeing a lot from Dirt. Though, I gotta say, that was a pretty brave play right there. Tess just using the high noon from the high ground onto the Reinhardt. And to be honest, they were on 1 health, so it could have been a finish right there.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're paying attention to how fast the Ryans were building their shatters, but I was saying, Truth was able to build the second shatter way before J-Star was able to even get halfway. But then again, in the next fight, J-Star had his shatter, so both Reinhardts, both teams are just absolutely phenomenal in getting these ult charge. Dragunov building that Blizzard after just popping it almost, that was insane play considering how quick that fight was. I mean,
And
there was like about 7 fights on that map.
yeah, and the quick fights are the real thing I'm looking for, the turnaround rate. These teams are getting beat up and they're right back on the field before, like, I don't know, 15 seconds have passed.
Yeah, it's insane. They're you can feel the drive tonight. You can feel the burning passion from Ember as they keep trying to dig the grave for Dirt, but Dirt just able to, like I said, get that value where Ember wasn't. So maybe we'll see some changes coming up. We're on Volskaya Industries. I know everyone was happy when they heard at BlizzCon that 2CP wasn't going to be in Overwatch 2, but we're not at Overwatch 2 yet, folks. So we do have to still play these maps, and at least it's where Zarya is from, the Great Russian. So great map for the Ryan Zarya, but honestly, might see some double shield coming out here too.
Yeah, double shield or the double bubble. It depends on how aggressive you want to be. Based on what we saw with the Ash picks coming out from Ember, I'm expecting maybe they want to sit back, but instead it's going to be the double bubble just rushing in. It's looking like Dirt instead, who's going to go for the double sniper with Pose boosting them up, and the Discord too. This is one glass cannon of a team, Gizmo.
Yeah, and interesting enough, running that ball instead of a Winston to at least help with another shield. Dragon's going to probably find a little trouble here if Polar or J-Star can find it, but it is Volskaya Industries, so it can go either way. I hope we don't have a draw, because I'm usually a unfortunate caster when it comes to draw, especially on this map.
Well, don't curse us quite yet. There's still a lot of map to be played as Dirt rolls out from spawn ready, or rather Ember rolls out from spawn ready to see what exactly Dirt is throwing at them. And what it's going to be is a lot of arrows flying through that choke as Dragunov is starting out. But it's going to be the Wrecking Ball Truth, moving them all out of position, almost catching Chad, but barely getting up to the high ground. Now Dirt has to find another way in.
Point me in the right direction.
Yeah, hopefully Dragon can find some value with that damage boost coming out. The McCree versus Ashe in the long game with that Mercy is going to be probably a huge advantage for the side of Dirt.
Ooh. J-Star, though, way out in left field right there. Without a bubble, they're going to be bursted down by Truth. And even though Tess is low health, I feel like Dirt is content to just hang out on the high ground. But that's a nice one clip. Tasty, the peel wasn't there for them quite yet. Now that's a huge opening right now unless they can prevent the res. But Jose, is going to go down to the anti-nade right as they thought they were safe, right as they thought the resurrect was there. And now Ember has a huge advantage going into this fight.
Chad proving he's not just Chad by name, just absolutely flexing with that Ana pick. And Polar just dominating the dive with the Tracer. I think that was almost another one clip from him.
Polar on the high ground was the biggest threat right there. Even though Lin was in the kill feed at the end, it was Polar who opened it up and Polar who cleaned it up. That was impeccable high ground control on the Tracer.
Yeah, and that's how you're supposed to play Tracer. You're supposed to let your team do the distraction while you come in and do the poke damage. Or vice versa. It's either you're the distractor or you're the finisher. And the way Polar's playing right now, I'm going to let my Winston feed and I'm going to go in and take care of the support when they are not expecting it.
And J-Star gonna have the Primal Rage soon, so it doesn't even matter if you're, quote, feeding. They're just going to push Q and get on out of there. And probably get some damage of their own, too. Truth taking a lot of damage, though, there. That Winston gonna get healed up by that Bionade.
Yeah, we didn't notice, but Dragunov switched off that Hanzo and Truth over to the Winston, so trying to do a mirror comp almost. Ooh, what a great pulse.
And with Tasty out of the fight, there's nothing to really keep them in this. Jose was gonna go for the Valkyrie, but they were shot out of the sky by the High Noon. A huge opportunity right now. Ember has to capitalize. This is their fight to win.
Yeah. See, and that's probably one of the advantages playing the McCree over the Ashes. With that High Noon, you do have almost a guarantee to get that Valk out of it.
And now the stall is coming in full force, but that's a nice CC to get them away. The anti-nade goes on to the point, but D.I.R.T's not able to touch at all. 4 minutes and 17 seconds is the time bank that D.I.R.T has to match because Ember just swept up.
Yeah, I'm honestly not shocked that we saw Ember just completely roll D.I.R.T on this attack. I wouldn't be surprised if we see D.I.R.T do the same thing to them. Both these teams, the way they play their aggression, I don't think defense is going to be their strong suit. But the switches probably came out a little too late and maybe not necessarily the correct switches from D.I.R.T. But I feel like with the time bank they see on this map right now, they're going to be playing to their strengths, and they're not going to be running that Ashe. They're probably going to be running either the McCree or maybe even the Echo again and trying to get that dive going for them as well.
Ready for battle.
And I can see that idea in play, but gonna be sticking more or less to the same composition. The question is, how's Polar gonna be playing this time? Because you're not gonna have those surprise bursts in. You're instead gonna have to play the waiting game like a bear trap waiting on the ground to just instantly eliminate that Zenyatta.
Yeah, well, Volsky does have a nice little pocket so you can hide with Tracer and hopefully catch them off guard. But like I said, Tracer's going to have to wait until their team engage. Polar's going to have to wait for his team to engage. Same thing with Dragunov. It's going to be about that engagement. Once that engagement happens, that's when the Tracer will come in and get those picks that they need to get. But Dragunov might have a little bit of harder time with that Brigitte coming from Blaze.
Yeah, gonna be hanging out with Chad. You could see that the entire time. It was up on the high ground, the triple threat of the McCree, Ana, and Brigitte. So we'll be seeing if Dragunov's able to navigate that this time. As they're playing the low ground, going around the left side this time as opposed to the right rotation Ember took. They're going to be met with Polar. They know they are there, and it's only one shot it would take to get rid of that 100 HP, or 150 HP anyway. Fishing for the dynamite, but now Polar knows they don't have it. I like how careful D.I.R.T is playing, waiting around just for the perfect moment to engage once they know Polar isn't a threat.
Oh, Dragunov getting taken down by Tess. And that's the unfortunate when you run that McCree, you do have that ability to stun, but Tess didn't even need it.
The double bubble dive goes up onto the Diva, but Jack just flies on away. They don't care. They're out of there.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of poke game, and like you said, D.I.R.T is going to play this waiting game, and technically that's how dive should be ran. You're supposed to wait until the other team makes a mistake.
And or at least Double Bubble is able to commit onto the high ground safely, and Tess able to find Truth. Unbelievable right there. And the headshot onto Dragon, flawless right now, and now they got their eyes set on Dragunov, hoping that Tracer will show themselves, but Ember playing this a little passively, smoldering maybe, as they just wait for the next chance to flare up against D.I.R.T.
Yeah, it's been great plays, and that double bubble has definitely allowed J-Star the advantage where Truth didn't with the Diva, because you can't follow up as easy with that Diva dive.
Yep, and I have to wonder, where are the ultimates going to be committed right now? Like, I want to see Dragunov go in there with the pulse bomb, but one mistake, and that's it. It's been the same dive every time. J-Star going up to the high ground. This time they have the nano, though, which is going to make the cleave even more threatening, but they're not quite able to pierce that interior. Save that for the rest of their team as Truth and Dragunov out of the fight. No real ultimates committed except for Jose on that Valkyrie, and with the Resurrect, it tells me that D.I.R.T wants to commit to this.
Oh, Chad, that was a nice sleep on that wall right there. Beautiful. But Jake finding Polar?
Ooh, now they almost got the punish on the J-Star, but by the time they put it together, the Q was there. Lindo not able to survive that Q. Gonna be taken out of the game by that self-destruct. Unfortunately, Truth on the map as well, and Tess, once again, the High Noon, they're getting revenge for what happened on map 1, getting the double there of their own.
Yeah, Tess is absolutely popping off here on Volskaya. And Dragon switching over now has the Deadeye with the McCree as well. All they have is Deadeye and Transcendence coming in this what is going to probably be the last fight of this map.
Yeah, unless Dirk can find a way to turn this around. The pace has not been quite as much as I would have expected because half the team never really died, just sat in that side room. Now they're going for a completely different rotation, but Polar is on the hunt. One moment of vulnerability, that's all they need, and they can hear a Zen in there. They know their orbs are charging. When are they going to strike? It is Tasty. They have this Transcendence unlocked. Will they be able to react to the one clip? There they are. They've spotted the Tracer, but they're not quite able to find value. Dragon is there with the stun. Polar just barely escaping his truth. Goes for a boop, not going to find it, and now it's their own life on the line. The shield's not really saving them. 50 health Legend right now as they almost get to the mega health pack. But Tess finishes them off, and now the Initiator, it's gone from Dirt. Where are they going to find their way in? It has to be this high noon, but there's a monkey on top of you. Are you going to be able to? And they catch J-Star. Now this is the massive opportunity that Dirt needed, but there's a rally on point. How are you going to burn through it, especially with Tez getting kill after kill? Most supports down on the side of Dirt. Who's going to keep them alive on the point as Jack is antied, but that doesn't matter. There wasn't healing coming anyways. They're knocked out of mech, and overtime is beginning to expire. It's looking like a full hold to Gizmo as it's burning away. There's no one to keep this alive, and it's just the supports running back to point. Now Drog going to be instantly stunned out. It's all over from here. Overtime finally burning away, and that was a stomp and then a full hold from Ember. A complete turnaround as they tie up this series 1-1.
Yeah, I think they've been practicing Full Sky because they were absolutely coordinated on those rotations. And Tess, an absolute monster with the McCree here. Just getting the double picks, changing the fight. It looked like, you know, Dirt might have finally was about to get the point. And then Tess would just come out of nowhere and get 2 picks and just change the fight immediately. And just great uses of the Deadeye. I think Tess definitely felt the shimmer still from that shatter from the previous map, so they wanted revenge to get that value of the Deadeye. And here we are. Like I said, you know, it just both teams playing absolutely phenomenal. It's just a matter of who's getting, you know, the actual advantage with their ults. And this round, it went to Ember. They definitely got picks they needed from both the Deadeye and from the Pulse, and it just kept going for their way. So I think that's how tonight's going to be. It's just going to be who's actually going to get value out of their ults tonight, because both teams on rotation and play has just been, I don't want to say quite perfect, but it's pretty close.
For me, the thing I am looking to see is not as much definition of insanity as we saw from Dirt right there. They just kept going up onto that high ground and then getting shot off of it by the bubble dive, and they only made slight variations. I hope this is a wake-up call for Dirt, because otherwise Ember is just going to get away with the same strat over and over again.
Yeah, no doubt. That definitely was some insanity going on. But hey, you know what? We are coming up on halftime. That'll be a nice little 10-minute break. Hopefully Dirt will be able to figure out what it is that they were doing wrong, and, you know, maybe making quicker switches instead of waiting till that last fight to go a different route.
And we are back, everybody, for week one, or stage one of the Transcendence tier, and Dirt and Ember just had a very lopsided pair of games right there, Gizmo.
Yeah, very. I hope, like you said at halftime, I hope that's going to be a wake up call for Dirt because the way they played that map did not look like the same Dirt we saw in Busan. And as math choices, I think we're going to see King's Row because their Reinhardt Zarya game was so strong in Busan, and King's Row is just the king of all Ryan Zarya maps. And
Mhm.
you know what? J-Star, you better watch out for that train coming at you again because sure enough, it
But
looks like we might be on King's Row.
Ember did have it at 99 to 99 twice, going up against Dirt on Busan, and that's where the Brawl comps were out and about at full display. So obviously Dirt has a fight up ahead of them, but it is a fight they certainly feel like they can win, as they are feeling confident according to the match chat.
Yeah, and here we go to King's Row, or as us casters like to call it, Scrim's Row. I was kind of hoping to see another map, but you know what? As far as Dirt goes, they need to run that Ryan Zarya, and I think out of the map pool, King's Row is definitely the perfect choice for them.
Yeah, I mean, it is the comfort pick of all comfort picks. It's not going to throw the other team off, but it is a place to get your mentality back, and after a full hold, that is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, Dirt's going to have to come out digging strong here, otherwise they're going to be burning in their graves, being 2-1. And really trying to go for that draw to bring out a fifth map. I don't think Dirt wants that. In fact, I know Dirt doesn't want that. Dirt wants to win this map here, take it to that fourth map, and just take home the victory tonight and go 2-1. But Ember's not going to give him an easy fight here, as we've seen tonight.
And it's going to be a fight we are very familiar with. It's a straight-up mirror with the Rhine Zarya high damage in the front line, with the McCree May high CC in the middle line, and it's going to be really tough to navigate around that for either side.
Oh, I love Polar got up here with the May. I love it.
4, 3,
Oh, they're going to be able to wall truth.
1.
They were not ready for that one. Boom! The Reinhardt threw off that fire strike. It wasn't really worth it, Truth. When you don't have your team, you don't have anyone to save you. The Immortality Field committed already. So many resources dumped into Truth as they're barely able to recover. They're at half health still, and the pressure's still on. It's going to be Drogmouth dropping the wall, but Truth will finally fall as Ember roaring forward. That was a masterclass in a hard read right there. That is something I expect to see a lot more coming out from teams. That is perfect way to deal with the greed of the Reinhardts, as it gave Ember that first point.
That is strategy above my play grade because Polar, I would have never thought about walling that right off. And the old economy too is just now looking really in favor of Ember. That one mistake by Truth is going to really cost them on this second point.
The one thing is it cost them a lot of damage, and that damage fed into Tasty, who now has an Ant Matrix up and running. They're looking to use it, but thanks to that grab, they don't really get a chance as J-Star knocks him to the ground with that shatter. As Dirt, even though they had a chance to stabilize for a second with the Amplification Matrix, not going to manifest as Ember's going on to point 3B.
Yeah, and just like I said, Ember had that ult advantage. They still have both DPS on ults online, so you can use Polar's Blizzard to kind of get Jose's beat drop that's coming up very soon. But, I mean, honestly, the way Ember's playing, I'd feel like if I was thinking Jose had enough charge, I think they might be around the 60s, not the 80s.
And that is kind of an advantage in disguise right there, because you might have that a bit sooner than you think. That Blizzard, though, it's going to be on right on demand. Polar trying to use that to isolate Truth once again, and that Reinhardt not really getting a chance to play the game. J-Star frozen up as well, though, as everyone from Ember caught in that Drugnuff. Oh my word, 4 frozen, 4 dead for the side of Dirt.
Dragunov popping off on the May. Once again, it's just the ult usage that gets more value right there. Dirt was able to finally stop this push. And Dragunov just, you know, popping heads with the popsicle.
That's the problem with thinking you've won a fight. You get a little cocky, you take your foot off the gas just a little bit, but might be a winter storm up ahead, so you've got to be careful. That is so amazing, and right now, it's only really the aggressive sound barrier that's the option for Ember. They're just choosing to wait out this high noon, completely deny the use of that ultimate, and that was perfect right there. Not even gonna get punished for coming out of hiding. As Ember now going forward once again, the grab will stop them in their tracks, though Certain now has the advantage. Shatter catches them, but Blaze does get the sound barrier off. It doesn't matter though. Just extra time on the field for them is Truth with the 5K out of that grab Shatter.
Truth Ryan diffing right there on J-Star. Blocked the Shatter with Telekom's bubble and then got the 6-man Shatter and the 5K. Oh, what a amazing play. But they did use Truth Drop.
I do hate to say it, they used everything right there. That was every ult Dirt had. The high noon, the shatter, the grab, the barrier, the amp matrix, and now Ember is ready to collapse onto them. The wall prevents a majority of the follow-up from that grab, but the immortality field committed just to keep Ember alive as both teams actually running out of resources, resetting the neutral, and finally Truth getting a chance at that shatter. Gonna get punished for daring to drop that down. It's Helm though. Has Ember capitalizing on that lack of main tank, rushing through, and Polar playing it safe, avoiding that duel right there as Ember finally capitalizing, finally getting rid of the members of Dirt. They are going to be going on to point 3 as Dirt uses their new ult advantage or ult reset to try and get something.
Yeah, Dragna using that Blizzard there towards the end of the fight wasn't able to get the value they wanted with the Blizzard, but now they do have their own grab and Deadeye coming up, where all Ember's got is, once again, that Deadeye with maybe the combination of Chad's window and Blizzard.
The dueling Deadeyes right there, but Dragon holds their ass out longer. No value from any of them, though. Instead, it's going to be the Amp Matrix right there. Not going to get any use, though, as Polar gets all of the freezes, all of the headshots, all the right clicks in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, all you heard there was dink, 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 dink. And I know what Dirt was saying. Stop, please, no more ice.
I mean, that's what the majority of the country has been saying right now, but Dirt's feeling it the strongest at the moment, especially as they're caught up in that grab right now. Oh man, Ember, that momentum stops them for a second, but Jack gave their life to get it down there, and as the tanks go down on the side of Dirt, they don't really have a lot to defend them from Telm's grab.
Yeah, what a very strong push from Ember right now.
Misread the sides right there, but don't worry. As that was just fantastic. 2 minutes and 45 seconds, never anything to scoff at.
No, it's not. And King's Row has been known, especially in Tranquility, to go on into the OT times. It's one of those maps where the OT time is where it's important. But I'm going to tell you right now, if Dirt doesn't get a hold of their old economy like they had done on Busan, it's probably going to be a repeat of what we saw on Volskaya.
Yeah, I definitely don't expect that, but I would have expected the full hold there. Really, I think it was just a mis-execution of the strategy that kept Dirt up in that high ground on Volskaya. It's very hard to mis-execute a Ryan Zarya brawl at this level. I gotta be honest with you, Gizmo.
It really is, but I mean, both teams would get a grab going in and then throw in the shadow right afterwards, which, personally speaking, I don't like seeing, but hey, sometimes you gotta stop that fight mentality. But the May play coming out from Polar, oh my god.
Yeah, it was the 1-2 combo, or sometimes 1-2-3-4-5, because that's how many they would freeze every time the Blizzard came out. Dragunov got their one, but Polar is not being outshined here.
Yeah, and also, I mean, Polar just big brain strategy going up top, blocking off Truth, which forced a lot of cooldowns right off the get-go, which gave him the point so quick.
And now it's going to be another quick initiation, and J-Star going down even faster than Truth did, even with that amazing play. That's isolation to perfection right there, as the entire tank line gone on the side of Embers. And, ooh, without the shields in the way, they're just sitting targets for Dragon.
Yeah, it seems like Dirt's got the fire lit underneath them right now, as they're trying to dig themselves out of this grave they had kind of dug on that defensive push.
Yeah, that was really aggressive right there from Ember. Really optimistic, hoping that Polar would get the isolation first, and didn't really assume that Dragunov would pull the trigger. Now, it's going to be the dueling walls, and it is going to be Ember getting the more value this time, but the Immortality Field was there. The wall is broken before any follow-up can truly come out. As Ember holding strong at this choke, they have a very good chance to hold here.
Yeah, but Tasty does have her Ant Matrix wall about to come up, and that might be the change because there's no beat drop to kind of sustain through the fight. Just the Immortality Field from Chad.
Got you good as new.
And Chad obviously going to want to use the Ant Matrix at the same time. It's all double damage. This is the deadliest choke in Overwatch right now, folks. As pick after pick is coming out, but it's going to be Tasty coming out supreme. They're shooting healing grenades and shooting bullets, and as they fly, they are getting themselves a nice bit of damage through there. 3 kills for that Teast in that fight, even eliminating their counterpart.
And as all famous streamers will say, that's a support characters, ladies and gentlemen. Right there, Tasty proven that Baptiste is not just a support, but a third damage character. So, amazing play using that window to their advantage, and honestly just getting better value out of it thanks to their maze wall.
Now, the interesting thing about this is we're coming up to almost the 3rd point, and only 1 ultimate, 3 at this point, have been used, as Dragon goes for an optimistic high noon just to get some more damage or distance on the cart. Now, it's going to be the freeze comes out, but I don't think we're going to see another one to counter it, as the Immortality Field barely keeps them alive. Truth going down early, though, is going to hurt them, especially with J-Star almost getting that shatter. Not going to get it this time, though. Instead, it's going to be the Blizzard that follows up. Not going to over-committing here. Ember still has a bit to hold on to.
Yeah. It's going to come down to who gets the more value. Although I will say D.I.R.T does have their shatter, where J-Star did try to get their shatter out. They did win the fight, but now you have shatter grab. And Blaze's beat's not going to be enough, but oh my goodness, they're going to go for a sneaky little like behind the back kind of play, but they don't know his murder going up top. This is some big brain strategy.
Right now, it's a game of hide and seek, and I don't think there are going to be any winners. They just jump right into them. The double grabs hold the teams in place as they clash. Won't have any play. The double grab barriers go out, but Polar doesn't get caught by it. Not going to be safe from their team, and now without that May, you're going to be hurt. And J-Star in the backline is a threat, but without J-Star with the team, well, it's not going to go well for the side of Ember. As D.I.R.T rolls through, most of those risky gambits go pay off. Going for the 360. Come on, Dragunov.
Can I just say one thing though? Jack kind of shatter blocked Truth because of how high they were grabbed up. They weren't affected by the shatter.
Amazing. That is peak Overwatch right there. You're both trying to big brain the other team when literally walking to the cart would have been a better option. But right now, this is playing dicey right now. J-Star playing very close to that edge with a big slam and followed up upon by Tessa. Magnificent right there. 2 ultimates for quite a few kills. A full team wipe. D.I.R.T back in spawn.
And with that fight win, there's no doubt Ember is definitely going to have the better time bank. Now it's just going to be D.I.R.T just trying to make sure that they have some time on the clock so that way they get a chance for a victory on this map and not just go for that draw.
And Dragon getting the early pick is a good start, but how far out Ember is playing right now means that by the time they actually get wiped out and regroup, it's not really going to matter that they're holding this far forward. The cart is going to get a little progress, but Ember might even get 2 more fights in this map.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? For D.I.R.T, that is okay, because like I said, they're going to need as much time as possible, because if it ends up to a draw-lose situation for them, they will lose tonight's match, because they are, or no. Yeah, it'll depend on what happens in the next map. It's 1-1, so.
It's going to be the high noon coming around the cart, and Dragon's they jumped over the shield, and both supports are going to be the prize for Dragon. Picking up a 3rd as well. Respectable time bank right there. It's going to be 2 minutes, or just over from D.I.R.T, and 2 minutes and 7 from Ember. Going to be brought down. It's more or less an even game, folks. Neck and neck, these 2 teams are. And to be honest, I feel like that's act, is what we saw. Makes me feel like they're sharing a single brain cell, too.
Yeah, honestly, for real. And I'm just gonna say this: Dragon's done a great job not doing the normal. I pop high noon and I stand still. No, Dragons, using the Lucio speed to their advantage to get around those shields, to get around those ice walls, and once again, getting that value out of that Deadeye, not just for space, but actually getting the picks, which gave them this close time bank.
Yeah, you love to see the movement tech of walking forward, and I say that mostly ironically because most McCrees don't do it. It's scary to move forward when you are in the most vulnerable state in the game.
I mean, Clint Eastwood did it best, man. You gotta roll forward.
And, I mean, it's gonna be a continued mirror right now. I don't imagine Dragunov is gonna stick to this. Yeah, just gonna go over the May. The opening picks aren't gonna just materialize. It's gonna be a full-on face smash.
5, 4.
Well, that was a cool view of the inside of Snowball right there.
1. Attackers incoming.
But yeah, I think, Dragunov is just trying to, not necessarily go for that pick, just trying to scout. Not that either team should think that the other team's going to run something different with the way they're both playing this brawl.
Oh, and that's a nice split right there. A perfect 3-and-3 divide. But Truth is going to get the healing they need to survive through this freeze. And now, D.I.R.T is firing back, punishing the punish, as they say, as Ember crumbles on the point. And D.I.R.T is getting a nice, quick, and clean point A take, only sacrificing Dragon there.
Yeah. Polar 43% on that Blizzard though, so as far as that fight goes, it was definitely a win for Polar's May. Awesome walls coming out, just unfortunately not the follow-up they need, especially with that immortality field coming out from Tasty.
Thing is, with the Zarya bubbles to cleanse the freeze, the Blizzard isn't necessarily just a fight winner in overtime, which is quickly approaching only a minute there. But with J-Star going down to 100 health, there might be a chance, especially with this Matrix early in the fight. And they were all out in no man's land. Ember, they had nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, as Tasty was there, spelling their doom.
Yeah, and honestly, what a great Ant Matrix right there. One ult to win the fight, which we haven't seen much from D.I.R.T in this matchup, but hey, Tasty once again just showing a bad diff against Chad and just showing that the third DPS does matter in this play.
30 seconds.
Yeah, that third DPS, oh my, Tasty. Got something cooking up for them now as an early grab right as the wall splits them up too. The immortality code just barely keeps Ember alive for a moment, but this has been unimpeded aggression right now. Momentum has not stopped from D.I.R.T this entire time. Holding W to the max.
Yeah, and I want Harmony and Discord tier teams who are watching this right now to take notes at the space that they're still creating. You do not have to keep those 3 people on card if you have the ult advantage, if you have the time bank still, even if it's in overtime. And right now, we might see D.I.R.T get that 6th point.
Oh yeah, very feasible right now, especially as D.I.R.T is sitting on a nice bank of ultimates similar to what Ember had, but oh!
McCree sandwich, ladies and gentlemen.
Cryogenically frozen right there, suspended animation. But now as the Blizzards fade away, and it's just going to be the Ant Matrix that's the ult on the field at the moment. Tasty serving up some hot death. Truth tries to go for an optimistic shatter, not going to land as J-Star lands one around, everyone down on the side of D.I.R.T. Jose with the hero play, the sound barrier to keep 4 members of the team up, but how much longer can you survive, especially as Ember has all the health in the world to get as aggressive as they please. No ultimates on the field for D.I.R.T yet, and they need something quick, otherwise they're going to be down in an instant. But that Ant Matrix, it's going to seal the deal. No way to keep stalling through that as Ember holds D.I.R.T on the 3rd point, but 5 points on the board. Nothing to laugh at right there.
I just watched Tracer break the game and blink through a shatter. What did I just witness? Was that because it was over? That was weird. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do know Shatter is broken. So, the best German character ever to be in a game, and they still won't fix his unfortunate bugs. But hey, you know what? That was a great push by D.I.R.T. Very strong. Like I said, they were able to keep such a nice space in the overtime push that they were able to capture that 2nd point for the 2nd time so easily. It just came down to press Q to win for Ember to stop them finally. So now Ember with 2 minutes and 7 seconds to do the same push. You know, if they do it like they did the first round, they're good, but I don't think they're going to get that good wall they had, you know, getting Truth and getting all those abilities out, because I think Truth did learn their lesson.
And Polar knows that, so they're immediately over to the Widowmaker, trying to get a quick pick, but you saw D.I.R.T didn't do that, because they knew that 15 seconds that it takes for Polar to take the shots, go back, switch in, get with the team, get ready to push. It's not worth it, and luckily they are not going with that. Going with the same strat as D.I.R.T, straight in.
Yeah, and I think that's a great call right now. If you do not have those kind of Widowmakers who you know can still take advantage, without having to worry about that, you might as well run that Mei, especially when you're going up against the Mei.
And an immediate push up against the statue. J-Star getting pressured down, but Truth, that's not get too aggressive. They're on 1 health, gonna be taken down, and now without that shield, it's a day at the shooting range for the rest of Team Ember, as they are just wiping out the residue.
Tez getting a 3K right there, just cleaning up everyone. And coming up on 50% on that data, that's a huge advantage over Dragon. Now they have that time bank, and they might need to start making that space like D.I.R.T did.
Yep, and they are gonna be playing it safe though, towards the payload. Oh, I was gonna say safe until it's gonna be J-Star caught out. No bubble, no immortality field, just barely surviving right there. J-Star falls, the shatter falls with them, getting everyone down to their knees as Ember. This is not good, but luckily not in overtime, so you have a minute to regroup and keep pushing.
Yeah, and now you have Chad's Ant Matrix coming up. J-Star is about to have their shatter, so it's an easy shield destruction for Truth to lose, and it might be a free 5-man shatter if Jack doesn't find a good bubble usage to help Truth with the block.
And this is going to be tight right here as J-Star isolated, no immortality field for them, and with 30 seconds left, that might have been their one chance. They're going to come back with a shatter in the end right now. This is looking dicey for Ember.
Yeah, very dicey. Now you have Deadeye and Blizzard coming up from the side of D.I.R.T, but Polar with his Blizzard, will they be able to find a bigger advantage and coming up to this high ground, maybe trying to get a sneaky behind for the space?
Yeah, getting the best angle possible and the wall to prevent anyone from escaping the Blizzard. A nice opening right there. Polar is always there with the angles. Gotta respect that high noon though. Even with their team down, Dragon could have gotten big value from that if the team was not there to stop him.
Yeah, huge play coming out of Ember. They have their grab and shatter, but you do have Blizzard, shatter, grab, and Pose has that beat drop for that final fight that all they need to do is press Q to win. No DPS ults for the side of Ember. This is going to be a very tough fight, and Chad, 62%, they won't be able to get that double damage coming in either on this fight.
And that is crucial because that double damage helps everyone build up to their own ultimates as well. I expect this to be a Q fest, but if D.I.R.T doesn't win this fight here and now with all of these ultimates, it's game over for them. They have nothing left, and the grab is the immediate initiator. The wall prevents the immortality field from being too much value though, saves D.I.R.T for now. They're not going to get a chance to use any of those tank ultimates as they fall without using anything.
Yeah, but you do still have that Graviton, and there is a chance for one more fight, but it's got to be a quick regroup.
I think that was just a dry fight, as they were just baiting out the grab.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, that's not a bad deal, but at this point, it probably would have been a one fight if Jack had got his grab out first. Usually on King's Row, they who grab first usually come out on top because they're able to create the space they need with that ult. But hey, you know what? I'm going to trust D.I.R.T. D.I.R.T knows what they're doing.
Everything right here and now, denying that ant by grabbing everyone where they cannot use it. And massive free shatter. This is the combo they needed. The clean 6 kill. The overtime burns away, and D.I.R.T is up 2-1 over Ember.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have a amazing matchup tonight. Both teams coming out strong. D.I.R.T, like we said, looks like they had that wake-up call after that full hold against them on Volskaya. Truth, honestly, showing that Ryan difference once again here on King's Row. Even with the little mess up they had on first point defense, there ain't no lie to Truth's madness. They definitely know how to finally change up the strategies and learn from their mistakes. So will Ember now be able to tie this at 2-2 and take it to that 5th map? I hope you guys are, saying it in chat right now because I want to see some spams coming out from you guys tonight. Will Ember be able to get that draw up or not? Who knows?
I for sure expect Ember to put up a fight, especially it's now their map pick. Now, if you're Ember, I see a pattern going on here. You play Brawl, you lose Brawl. And not that this was a hard loss, but Dirt always has just the tiniest edge over Ember in these close range situations. So where do you take them on Escort? Where could you possibly take a Brawl-centric team on Escort? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Maybe somewhere a little explodey, because flames like to burn. And we will be going to Junkertown, it looks like. So, definitely not a very Brawl map, especially on that first point. And we like to see a lot of, stuff happen on this map as well.
Yep, and I actually like this because while Brawl can find some value here, there's so much open space to cover that if you play it right, you can just kite them into infinities. Oh, that was a nice play right there. Oh man, just getting crushed right there, demolished. But this was the nice double dink right there. You got to get those follow-ups on the Blizzards. It was so clean, not a moment between the icicles.
Yeah, both teams' maze had amazing walls. And like I said, the DPS tonight are just building those ults super quick. But Tasty on this BAP, I really honestly want to say that's where Dirt gets their advantage of the Brawl. It's just for the fact that their third DPS is doing so much work, especially with those amp matrices coming out.
And you saw in that amp matrix right there, Tasty was just throwing... Oh, man. That's the 5-man shatter. But Tasty, they're right-clicking and not even aiming the right click, they're just aiming with the left click while constantly right clicking through the amp matrix. It doesn't matter that they're not really hitting the intended target because they're still healing the whole team as they're getting these 3Ks.
Yeah, but now it's time to see, will Dirt be able to do it without the Brawl here on Junkertown? Personally speaking, probably one of my favorite payload maps, and I know it's not a fan favorite, but I'm just giddy for the junk, okay? I'm giddy for the J-Silly. You got J-Star. It only makes sense that Ember would pick the J-Silly map. Plus, it's not only home to him, but it's home to everyone's favorite little adorable hamster that they definitely don't want dead and out of this game completely. Hammond, and, of course, the man we see right now, Truthone, Roadhog, which is the first time we get to see Roadhog bid play tonight, and it's the Sigma Hog.
Full-on pick comp from Dirt right here. This is the range game that I wanted to see them playing, and it's not too dissimilar from the comp we saw them running on Volskaya. So we'll see if they have a better answer to the double bubble now that they're on a more open map.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more high grounds for them to switch to, and hopefully they'll be able to do the rotation a lot quicker and better here on Junkertown.
J-Star, though, immediately taking the high ground, threatening the leap, which is the same thing as actually leaping, because now Dirt is not holding that high ground, instead dropping to the low ground, respecting the monkey, which you gotta do.
Yeah, but, you know, Tess is going to have some trouble here if Polar doesn't find Dragon separate from that Sigma, because Polar won't be able to help Tess with the double sniper battle if they can't find a good angle.
Oh, you could see Blaze was ready for that hook, not going to let that find any value. And Jack is canceling out Polar as well, but you have to deal with so many threats. Which ones can you actually manage? As the anti-nade goes out onto Jack, the kinetic grasp only going to last for so long, but in the chaos, finally, a pick comes out, Lin going down, but not before Jack finally falls. It might be enough, though, as both tanks out of the fight is a nice start. There's not really a way for Ember to sit on the cart anymore with these two snipers.
Yeah, like I was saying, Tess is definitely going to need Polar to, you know, be distracting one of those snipers, because it's going to be a tough time with that double battle. But Polar just kind of fun camping here. Maybe they might be able to get a pulse.
Oh, the nice leap away right into the firing line, but Dragunov is able to get the healing they need, and Polar is more or less just being a time waster, which can be good for Tracer in the anyways.
Yeah, maybe this damage boosts in. Tasty, who's been an awesome third DPS, might be able to take out, but there goes the recall.
And Tess winning the sniper duel. Both snipers down to the Widowmaker on Ember. And that's more or less the game, folks. It's gone all downhill because what else are you gonna do in this big open area? I would not be surprised to see, yep, the swap's coming up. You don't want to be running 2 snipers as you go into the streets phase of Junkertown.
Yeah, I'm honestly shocked though Dragon's going to stay on this Widow. Streets phase is not the easiest place for Widowmakers. It is a great spot, but it's not the easiest. And Polar just doing what, like I said, the Tracer needs to do. Wait for their team to engage and then do that poke damage and find the low targets.
And all of that poke damage is building up. Polar is never not doing anything, especially, oh my word. Not even sights right there. Polar, and that is a nice opening, especially as Polar gets punished for it with the hook. Now, with Dragon Res back up, this is a big opportunity for a turnaround from D.I.R.T, especially as Lin goes down. They need to keep up the pressure though. They cannot give Ember room to breathe. Otherwise, that could be a blazing inferno as soon as you turn your backs. Luckily, this Inforsite gonna smother the flames just a little bit as this metaphor dies, as so does the push.
Yeah, unfortunately though, D.I.R.T did have to use both tankles to stop that Nano Winston, which is going to be a huge disadvantage coming into this next fight because Winston can get a lot of value from Lin's grab.
I would love to see it, but Polar, it is a tall hill to climb at 80%. As it might just be better just to go for picks. If the Nano Boost was online soon enough, I would like to see maybe a Nano Winston into the grab, but instead they're just going for the solo. Jack going to be eliminated right away, and along with the rally, this is a nice start. Oh, Tasty on the run right there. Going to barely escape, but Jose will not going to be focused down by the Tesla coil, but in the meantime, both the FPS have gone down, and with that, a lot of the damage from Ember, they're not really running this glass cannon support line. Tasty isn't there to pick up the slack, so I'm not really sure how they're going to keep getting these kills.
Yeah, it might be time to switch off the Widow from Dragon, even though you won't be able to contest Tess. You need to be able to contest that Winston, who's just coming in non-stop, taking out all the other players on your team.
And by the time D.I.R.T had a chance to regroup, the payload is already towards the end, and Tess is uncontested in the back, but oh, there's a contestation until Drug is taken out by their counterpart. Truth does get the 1 kill, but that's all that'll really be afforded to them. There's no one to really follow up on their hooks. But oh man, 3 down. Tasty being the hero, helping with the Discord, and even though they will eventually fall, it was a nice showing there.
Yeah, what an amazing push we are seeing from Ember here. I think running switch the Tracer Widow has definitely been a huge push for them. But we now see Truth getting off the Sigma and switching over to the ball. Something we think that Truth has had a little trouble with tonight, but maybe here on Junkertown with a little more space to hide and run away from, they might be able to do it even with the nerfs.
Yeah, and I'm looking to see that as soon as we can, but right now it's just going to be the high ground hold that's slowing things down on the side of Ember. Luckily, the card is still rolling. D.I.R.T really hasn't chosen a real place to engage, as they're always worried about someone getting picked. The grab is going to help Dragon in place. Oh, Dragon and Pose both eliminated, and that is more or less a fight winner right there. That's your damage in the sky. You don't have to worry about any sort of ground fight.
Yeah, Lin definitely yeeted that grab. The perfect position grabbing the Mercy and the Widow. And J-Star, once again, I'm telling you, Polar may be doing a lot with the Tracer, but Tess hasn't really been too much of a threat with the Widow. You might want to switch over to high damage just to slow down J-Star.
Man, I would love to see that, but right now you got to go full stall. Dog going for the pulse bomb, not going to land, as the Transcendence is really the only thing, the only lifeline keeping D.I.R.T out of the ground. And they're able to use the time it affords them to eliminate Tess, but not before Drug loses that Tracer duel once again. Jose going down 2 means it's more or less curtained on this stall. The minefield does buy them more time though. Jack is going to use that to stay in their mech for as long as possible, going to use that time to get rid of Blaze. That is a massive pick right there. It could be the first domino of many, as J-Star goes down as well without that additional healing. The spawn advantage coming out strong for D.I.R.T.
Yeah, this stall is just absolutely amazing. Just having everyone rotate on and off the point, even though ults are being used, but here comes the Diva Bomb. Able to find Lin under the curve. Unfortunate, and that might be just what D.I.R.T needs to stop this push.
And now with a minute left, that was more or less the Hail Mary that worked out. And Ember, they're running low on ultimates. They're even switching off for this last
60
fight.
seconds.
Yeah, Dragon switching over to the Tracer and Dragunov switching to the Echo, which we saw was very effective for the own Busan. Finally, I think they've realized what they needed to do, but Tess is on that McCree, which has been just absolutely devastating for D.I.R.T.
Especially with Drog in the sky, they need to play this very carefully. You can see they're watching their doors, watching their corners, but Tess is out on the low ground. Not going to worry about that at all. Playing it very safe right now. Dragon building up to a pulse bomb. They're going to lob from the high ground if they can, but they see it on a nice tasty one clip. Not going to get a chance to use that though, as both Dragon and Pose are already down. This is the same scenario we saw before. Can D.I.R.T recover this time?
It's going to be very hard, especially with J-Star about to have that Primal Rage, which can definitely knock the ball away from it, so spin to win will not be as effective.
Nice from them so far. D.I.R.T playing it safe, looking for some sort of way to contest Truth, but they drop the minefield once again. Same combo we saw before, looking for any pick they can, and Tess will go down early. No way to resurrect that as it's full on stall. Dragon gets the stick, Lin goes down early. Another kill, another one down. Another one bites the dust, and Ember, they're crumbling right now. Only 3 left of the cart. They need to find some ways to get kills fast as the respawns keep coming in, and they're really good pick characters. Blaze, though, with the hero play, coming out with the rally to prevent any more of their team falling. That additional armor might have been just what Ember needed. One mistake now, and D.I.R.T, this point is done for them, and it does go. 3 points on the board for Ember as they finished Junkertown in overtime.
I can feel the racing of my heart from watching that stall in your voice right now, Kilo. That stall coming out from D.I.R.T was definitely not the D.I.R.T we saw on Volskaya's attack. That D.I.R.T is what we've seen for all the other maps tonight, which was do not give up, keep pushing, and attack. And that is what they did, but unfortunately it was not enough. Ember was able to get that 3 points, so now for D.I.R.T to not take it to a 5th map, has to get it into OT and beat the OT time.
Yeah, this is not unwinnable by any means, but when you got those 3 kills right there, there was so much hope for D.I.R.T that you could see it in their eyes. But Blaze coming alive, building that rally so fast, even without teammates to heal, is really impressive.
Yeah, right now if I'm Ember, there's 2 things going on in my mind. One is we full hold them, and 2, when we take it to this 5th map, what are we going to do against that brawl? Because that's what's coming next, because we know it is a King of the Hill map, and that's what's going to happen. So right now, they're going to be focusing on what's happening now, but they have that in their back of their head. And I think that pressure, not going to be enough to deter them from winning this map on Junkertown, but it's definitely going to think about soon.
D.I.R.T, going back to this double sniper composition, it worked a little bit. They won a couple fights with it, but Tess is now warmed up, and oh, Dragon looking to challenge them, sliding off that rooftop to safety as J-Star is punished with the storm arrows for being a little too aggressive. A nice opening from D.I.R.T.
Yeah. Dragunov on this Hanzo is pretty deadly. Definitely a projectile DPS player for sure. Truth being able to do a lot of damage in the back, just kind of get everyone trickled back. Dragon winning this fight usually in the Widow battle too. That double sniper is definitely looking good.
They just have so many more angles to approach from. Tess just didn't have as many places to rotate to as J-Star goes down again. That might be curtains for this hold. The Discord onto Lin means they cannot push out until their bubble recharges. A nice couple seconds bought. Get Drog, but is immediately punished for showing their face, and the mercy is there. Jose getting their Dragunov back in the fight.
Yeah, and they know. You can tell Tasty knows that there's a Tracer and just trying to watch out, hopefully not getting one clip, but it doesn't matter because they're able to have 5 minutes and 12 seconds on the time bank after capturing the first point here on Junker.
Yeah, it's feeling good right now for D.I.R.T, but oh no, Tasty running back to spawn. They're completely isolated from their team. Polar is exuding that much threatening aura, but eventually they eat one shot and they don't have that much of a lifeline. They have to go back to their team or you know, pick up Dragunov on the way back. Why not?
Yeah. We do see Tess switch over to the Ashe, which doesn't have the advantage against Dragon and the Widow because there is not that Mercy pocket to help even the odds. But hopefully Polar, now being able to back with the team, might be able to find some angles onto Dragon or to Dragunov to help out.
Yeah, searching for those angles now, but with the Dragon up there, bad. Oh no. Without that Ana in play, it's going to be really hard to sustain through this aggression. J-Star is not going to get the healing they need. Blaze can't deliver that. And without the Ana to sleep them, Truth is just going to go right in on top of Blaze. The Resurrect going to come down from Pose. Get some nice in. As this Valkyrie gives them all the sustain to go back up to full for this next fight.
Macy just being that third DPS.
No
And can I say, Dragunov and these Storm Arrows are very scary right now. Just taking out the Winston and the counterpart Tracer.
Yeah, looking nice, and oh, with the Infrasight coming out, Lin had nowhere to hide. They're behind enemy lines, and that is going to be 5 minutes on the clock for D.I.R.T. A really strong answer after Ember managed to finish the map.
Yeah, not to mention the push they had, too. D.I.R.T is just absolutely pressing the W key into the team, and Truth, I think, finally has got a handle on this ball's nerf. He's been able to survive a lot better here on this final map, so maybe it was just Truth not knowing, but just not warmed up enough. Oh, what a grab!
Ooh, caught there in an instant right now, and Ember doing a great job of stabilizing just a little bit. Bob is going to be coming back in play, but D.I.R.T, they're going to be looking to force that if they can. If they can get as many ultimates out of Ember now, the better.
Yeah, Tess holding on to this Bob, trying to get that reboot going, but J-Star switching over to Sigma, trying to mirror match the Sigma. It's going to be a matter if the bubbles will be more effective than Truth has been on this ball, just constantly disrupting their team.
And I have to assume D.I.R.T might be going for an econ push here unless they can find some sort of miracle pick from this Dragon going straight through the team right now. And ooh, Lin was caught in it because of the hook animation. Going to escape for now is Dragunov. Oh, eats a rock from behind. Barely escaping with their life as Bob is there for the cleanup. Setting up a crossfire. Pose cannot escape.
Yeah, that Bob definitely come in handy from Tess. Now all you have is Pulse and Nano, which might be just enough to do the next fight because J-Star is on that 60% to that Gravitic Flux. If he can get just enough ult economy with the Nano, or if Polar can just get the Nano and pop off like we've seen tonight, this might be a really good second hold for Ember, which might push it into that 1 minute kind of time bank for them.
That 1 minute time bank is what they're going to want. I'm looking to see D.I.R.T pick up the tempo a little bit if they can. These long rotations, long setups are nice, but if you're not really accomplishing anything from it, well, as I say that, getting the punish on the Polar is nice, especially with Truth going up onto the high ground, following up with Dragunov. Very nice play indeed, especially as it's going to be Jack on the high ground. This is flawless right now from D.I.R.T. They just need to get through and save ultimates for this final overtime stall.
Yeah, switching over to the Echo is definitely a huge play by Dragunov. We've seen Dragunov on this Echo, and I'm not gonna lie, their Hanzo was great, but their Echo is just such more of an advantage and more scary with those sticky bombs.
Now, bombs of a different kind of proximity mine dropped onto the point. D.I.R.T using that space made to get some work done, but Tescu getting the initial pick is never a good start to a spawn advantage fight. Trade 1-for-1 right now as they are ultimately falling. D.I.R.T really having trouble finding a foothold.
Bad guys. Heads up.
Yeah, and with that stall, it's gonna be huge, but Dragunov does have their copy next, which means if they can get that Sig or Hog, they might be, or even the Brigitte, they might be able to find that win advantage, especially with Polar's Deadeye being the only thing that might be able to stop them.
Hello.
And Polar and Blaze with that rally. Yeah, they did some miracle working in the overtime push of their own, so maybe they'll be able to do something to hold off D.I.R.T for now too.
Yeah. Tess has Bob coming up, and last time we saw Bob come out, they were able to hold, and that was when they were finally able to get that established hold that they have now here on the third point.
This is looking really nice from Dirt on paper. They just need to find a way to get picks with these two DPS ultimates, preferably people who have ultimates on the other team before they can use them. The bomb is going to be used before anything can get done. Strogdov trying to duplicate up that charge. Oh man! Polar coming in there with the double high noon. It's going to be both the Wild West Warriors getting 2 kills with their ultimates, and with only a minute left on the clock, this is looking exactly like what we saw on the side of Ember last time.
Yeah, this is one standoff I'm glad I'm not a part of, because Tess and Polar on the Wild West combo has just been absolutely what Ember has needed to do this hold. 40 seconds left coming up. It is a one-fight push, and the only ult that is available on either side, currently the whole hog, which is great for that zoning, but Jack on that Diva will help kind of stop that from being effective.
Yeah, this fight's going to give Dirt some options to work with, but nothing really fight-winning. It's going to be up to the DPS if they eliminate both their counterparts. Need to get aggressive now, though. Get rid of those tanks as fast as you can. Get the staggered respawns going. You do not want to stagger and just wait for the DPS to come back out of spawn. Drop the minefield now. Lin buying time and space for their team and actually de-meching Jack. Oh, not de-meching Jack. Almost, though, and that is crucial. It's looking nice for them. They need to get rid of these stallers now, though, and Dragon is doing just that, making sure no one can get out of spawn. The pulse bomb is there, but they will not need it. As just below a minute left, Dirt is able to get that cart to the end, and it's going to be a tie game right now between Dirt and Ember.
Ember just constantly relighting that flame for that hold, but Dirt just rising to the occasion to pull that OT. Dirt really putting the pressure on, because Ember knows they have to win this OT to bring it to that 5th map. If not, Dirt will be coming home with the win tonight.
And that is something a little bit scary, because to me what I saw is Ember struggled a little bit to get through point A. It wasn't hard, but it wasn't instant either. Dirt rolled them. It wasn't even close. So Ember needs to tighten up their defense unless they want to face that same fate again.
Yeah, this Desert Heat Dust Bowl of a map is definitely showing us why people do not like Junkertown, because anything goes in a town where there's no laws. And Dragunov has just been popping off on this map. I mean, Tess, you know, showing some very metal for that McCree, but Dragunov being able to switch back and forth from the Echo and the Hanzo and just getting absolute value is just phenomenal.
5,
Yeah,
4,
it really is impressive, especially considering the incredibly varied movement between them. To be able to dodge these high-caliber DPS is truly a work of art. And it's going to be the immediate double sniper mirror. Hanzo instead of the Ashe on the side of Dirt, but more or less, it's still going to be a lot of pick potential.
Yeah, not to mention running the low shield of Sigma for either team, but neither... the Hanzo might be the advantage here, because you got a lot more shield break with the Storm Arrows as well.
But Ember playing this a lot safer until its Blaze called out. One person you cannot resurrect. Now the question is, can Dirt get the follow-up without losing any themselves? Because any pick could prove to be fatal right here. And Tez around the side is going to find Dragon, but now they have to answer to Jack. And that is never something you want to do as a Widowmaker. Dragunov is going to have the Dragon for this overtime, though.
Yeah, hopefully they're able to find that Mercy, and they do! Ooh, this is not looking good for Dirt.
But Truth does go down in the front line. A lot of potential right here. Ember, now they are out in the open area. Tez, it's all up to them to eliminate these snipers, and they're both down. So that means there's not a lot to follow up on this. So 2 on the cart, 3. Dirt needs to put something together for this defense. They have a lot of spam going towards that cart, but with the Ant Matrix, it's so scary to poke your head out. Now the fast respawns are coming out. Dirt dropping that slam on the point, but it's not really going to find the value you want, as Ember is stabilized.
Stabilized, not necessarily the word I look for. It's almost trickling into this point. They were, but when Lin got back, it just automatically changed. That Winston Tesla cannon just not having a track was definitely what they needed on the switch, and no ults coming up on the side of Ember. That's going to be kind of scary, except for the Dragon Strike, but no combo with it.
Yeah, no combo indeed, but if you're even able to secure that one kill, I mean, a free pick is a free pick. You gotta respect it.
True, and we have seen the value of that free pick from the Dragon Strike.
D.I.R.T looking to play it safe, or no, I lied. They're looking to play it insanely aggressive, going around the back. The Hog not dropping down, but they are not Pine. I get it. Gonna be playing the high ground now. The Dragon forces them off of it though, as Pose is the Valkyrie early just to get a bit of leverage in this overtime situation. The Sig 9 is attempted, but they don't need to. They're killing them all anyway. As on the second point at Junkertown, Ember is not able to continue the push. 4 points on the board for them. A respectable push for sure. D.I.R.T has to find a way to match it.
Yeah, I mean, the pressure definitely is on D.I.R.T now. Getting that first objective is definitely a huge win for Ember coming here in the OT. So kudos to them. But D.I.R.T might have to find a new strategy coming into this next fight. If they can find the value with Dragunov like they were on their first push, it's going to be an easy roll. But something tells me that Ember is going to come out maybe with maybe a spawn hold, try to get 2 fights in, trying to knock down that time, because that 1 minute, I mean, personally speaking, I would try to do that just because you would like to kill as much time as possible because there is no extra time on a payload map.
With this double shield close range DPS comp, especially the Brigitte Baptiste, I think that's exactly what they're going for, Gizmo.
I mean, it's the right play. You're in OT. There's a minute on the clock. You've already captured the first point. Halfway on the second, you just need to kill it to press Q to win. And I think the Bongo and the Amp Matrix is going to be a huge play for them.
But not going up for that close up hold. Instead, playing the high ground, which could prove to be a mistake. It's going to be all on Tess right here to try and find some sort of value in the backline, because the range game solidly won by D.I.R.T.
Yeah, but D.I.R.T does have to worry about the Brigitte's rally too, coming into that close fight when they do get into that OT.
Jack under a lot of pressure right now. Tess tries to go in for the follow-up, but the healing is too much. Not able to burn them down, especially Polar getting that pick. The Immortality Field, they were just a step outside it, and that's going to be crucial. Can't get those critical headshots onto that Orisa anymore. And Dragon finds out, but the Discord Orb still gives him a nice chunk of damage, nice chunk of ultimate charge. Dragon does go down on a risky flank, but they will be back in time for this last overtime push through the choke.
Yeah, and we're coming up on 10 seconds. This will be the final fire here. No ults on either side, so it's just going to be a high push for both teams to try to stop this last fight.
And Dragon will be resurrected. It's a full 6-on-6. They need to find some sort of pick now, but the double shield makes it so tough to do that. Tess going in the backline, occupying both the Mercy and the Hanzo for now, giving their team an advantage in this fight, as Amber doing a great job of playing around this amplification matrix, pulling out Jack, not letting them continue that whole Jose out of the fight. This is crucial right now, folks. It's just this Transcendence keeps them alive for now, but it's going to expire, and this is looking deadly right now. The hold is going strong for Ember as they send us to a map 5, because this is going the distance, folks. We are all the way back to another control map to see who is moving on, or not moving on, moving up in the standings in the Transcendence tier.
Yeah, absolute amazing play on both sides. But like I said, Ember had 2 things on their mind. One, to get more time than them, or to at least win the OT. And now it's time. How do they face that Brawl coming up into this control map that is so strong for Brawl composition? They may have found their answer there, but I don't want to hold my tongue because it depends on the map as well.
And if I were D.I.R.T and I was looking at the available map choices, I would want to go somewhere very grounded where I can play my game, because as much as I love the double sniper, it definitely looked better there than it did on Volskaya. It was still a little shaky. I feel like they can do a lot better if they're playing their own game.
Yeah, running that Echo probably would be a huge play. You know, even if it wasn't a map where you run the Widowmaker, if it's a map where the Hanzo can get value, Dragunov was definitely doing well with that, but Honestly, I might look into the May too, because on King's Row, the May play was just phenomenal coming in. And there are some good maps when it comes to control for that May. I even see May Reaper. Haven't seen Reaper all night, and with his change to being kind of a sniper with that buckshot, who knows? Maybe they might feel it on that map.
Yeah,
And
it
these
makes it
grabs,
a lot more deadly if you're hitting those headshots. But ooh, with that high noon, you don't need to hit the headshots. That was a nice high noon right there. That really saved the point for them.
Lynn had some amazing grabs on that map. And you know what? We were talking about some flat ground, and looks like we might have that flat ground coming in with Nepal.
And Nepal, I like. Because you were talking about the May play, this is exactly where we can see Dragunov shine on that hero. I'd say, on average, their blizzards have just been a little bit bigger than Polars, and that's exactly what I'm looking to see, because that is... May is just so good on Village. It's like the point was made for her.
It really
Made
May Sin, May Reaper. I mean, just the two, like, I hate to say it, the two scummiest comps you could ever run, but hey, you know what? If it's strong, why not? And when it comes to Brawl, Metro, with the way they changed her, she just fits into that Brawl, especially since she can help melt down the shield, and she doesn't lose any charge as long as she's shooting that shield. She doesn't lose any ammo while she's shooting that shield. There's just no reason why you wouldn't. But if we come up to Sanctum, May still get some value there, but I'd be kind of watching out for Tess on that McCree, because that is a huge McCree map as well.
It's really scary, especially as we've been seeing the Echo coming out. I think the Echo is definitely a viable pick. I've been seeing it time and time again. But do you really want to challenge that? Do you? You're going to have to play a very grounded Echo, and at that point, you might as well just play a different character.
Yeah, you might as well throw on the Tracer right there, because that's what you're going to do. But I do see Brigitte becoming a little more positive for them as well, because given that armor pack compared to maybe the Zenyatta, although Tess does like that Zenyatta, and BAP is truly strong on this map, so I honestly see Tess playing that BAP. And their other support, Posey, might be running that Lucio again.
Yeah, and this is just a look back at all of the times they've sort of gotten outplayed over on Dirt. Like, it's really tough to play around these hyper aggressive ultimate usage that we have been seeing from both teams, but Ember has maybe been getting a little more value from it. So now, as we go into Nepal, it's going to be up to them to see who is able to push Q first, but not just push Q first, but actually get the value you want from it.
Yeah, very true. And we will see Sanctum coming up here first, so we will not see that May probably coming off as hot, but we'll definitely see the McCrees, and we'll probably see the Tracers. And Truth on that ball has been kind of nice, but we're seeing him start on that Monkey. The double bubble from both sides. This is actually the first time we've seen double bubble come from the side of Dirt. Ooh, never mind. They're switching over to that Reinhardt, and you do see Dragon on the Sombra, which is something we haven't seen tonight either.
The interesting thing I'm seeing right here is Dragon on that Sombra, like you said. They are known for that. That is what they've been bragging for. So if they're coming out on that cover pick, you know they're going to be strong, looking to isolate those initiators as fast as you please.
Yeah. Now it's just a matter, will the hacks or will the quick pick from Tess be the difference here? And Dragunov is on that Echo too, so it's going to be great.
Immediate high ground control taken from Dirt. No real cooldowns used, but the double bubbles committed from Ember. That'll be J-Star going down so low, but eventually Dirt has to retreat. And while they do, Tess is happy to run in and secure that kill with that Lazaria there. It's go time. All hand on W for Ember, but that might come back to bite them. Unfortunately, it won't. Even playing around that hack mega health pack, J-Star is just going to get so much free damage, the healing won't matter, as Ember is able to get the first take on Nepal.
Yeah, what a great play. I gotta say though, Tess once again showing that third DPS, but I think right now, Dragon kind of was looking for that hack, but didn't realize that Tess was behind them, so they were broken out of that hack. Now it's going to be trying to find that value while, you know, maybe after this EMP switching over to the Tracer themselves, because I don't know how much value they'll get with the hack.
I do like the idea of the Sombra right now, and they're trying to make it work. The bubble is just in the way every single time. Dragon going down early. That is crucial right now. They're only 67% into an EMP on the second fight. At this point, you can't really switch off because you're relying on that EMP to get a foothold in the point. Question is, how much else are you going to use?
Yeah, and right now the only true combo they'll have coming up is depending on what Dragunov's able to copy. And typically speaking, you don't want to copy, you don't want to run it with your DPS ult, but hey, you got to do what you got to do at this point.
And what they got to do is be caught in this grab. Not even an immortality field to save them, but the bubble does give them quite a bit of time to work with. No one actually goes down except for Truth, but luckily there's another monkey on the field. And oh, they're fishing for those environmental kills. They can smell them. There they are, one off the edge. Blaze eliminated is a massive turnaround, and that buys so much space. They get that anti-nade. Chad is not going to have a follow-up to that one, but they are still alive, going to get their team back to full health. As D.I.R.T, they have this EMP online. Are they going to commit it, though, here? This is their last real chance to win a fight.
Yeah, and Truth about to be taken down. There goes the grab. Finding 3, but might be a little late on the AMP.
A little bit late right there, but it was a staggered fight anyways. Ember had them on the back foot the entire time, and D.I.R.T never really had a second to breathe. Now, next foot in the poll, we'll have to see if D.I.R.T can turn it around, because Ember is up 1-0.
Yeah, but fortunately for D.I.R.T, Sanctum is probably the worst Ryan Zarya map out of the 3, so they're about to play into their advantage, especially if we come up to Village.
Ready for battle.
You know, Sanctuary ain't bad either, but I know they were probably really looking forward to that that Village pick, but we'll see Truth coming on the ball, and this isn't a bad map for ball, but they might want to switch over to that Brawl if once they see J-Star and Lin on the Ryan Zarya.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a high damage comp Ember is looking to roll out with. D.I.R.T, I don't know if this poke-based thing is gonna work out for them, especially with Tasty sticking with the Zenyatta. No mobility to escape the speedy Brawl.
Yeah, and like I said, here comes the Reaper, and that Reaper change might be the difference here tonight.
This is crucial. This engage tells us everything. If they're able to deal with this Brawl when they are on technically the superior comp, the slam is immediate, and Polar is taken out. A massive turnaround right now, as that flashbang not being in play means Ember does not really have an answer to a lot of what D.I.R.T is piling on. As more and more damage bursts through J-Star's shield, they're out of the fight, and D.I.R.T gets the first cap on Sanctum.
Still trying to get those 360s, and I love it. Dragunov, though, that's a huge first fight. Dragunov already has copy for the next fight. Truth with the pile driver, that was just a huge fight. J-Star forced to switch off of that Reinhardt over to the Winston. That's going to cost them at least 1 or 2 fights if they don't play it right.
This is a questionable initiation right now, especially as it just means there's a monkey jumping onto your backline. J-Star isolated from their team, no way to help that monkey, as they are once again punished for trying to go in a little too deep. Embers, they have to find a way to move this amazing wall of damage D.I.R.T is putting out.
I love the energy right now Dragunov has. Just keeps spinning around, because they know they're popping. They know they're the carry. And just winning one ult on that fight is huge for them. And still, Ember doesn't have any except for the beat and the nano coming up.
The sticky bombs find Polar across the map. That's never what you want to be seeing. And now Truth is happy to go in for the cleanup. Dragunov has really been the hero here. The 360s, they might even be helping them, as they have just not been missing with these right clicks.
I mean, seriously, Dragunov's playing as if they were still in that Hanzo, just sniping across the map with the Echo. And that was just one team fight, and they're already 72% on their ult again. Oh my goodness, Overwatch, I think you have a broken character.
And this means they're going to have another duplicate. I don't think it's going to be expected. The early sound barrier is going to give Ember the immediate advantage, though. J-Star doesn't catch it. It's going to have to use the nano to help them out. 2 support ultimates for 2 kills is not an amazing trade right now, but the grab onto Dragunov, it's a solo grab. It works. you do want to get that Echo out of there, but when you got all that for a point flip and it's not even a clean one, it's very shaky, but 95% you had to win that fight if you're Ember.
Yeah, and even now, they're barely keeping on to it just because they have the Lucio up and D.I.R.T doesn't have a support up. I will say, though, Dragunov popped the ult, copied the McCree, got solo grab, so that's definitely worth it. You get rid of the possible chance of a high noon. But Dragunov, 50% on another duplication. Oh my god, someone stop this kid.
Smart, don't it?
Yeah, it's kind of a ludicrous amount of damage right now, Gizmo. And they're layering in more, catching Blaze with that sticky grenade. Not going to be a kill that time, though.
No, but they're just finding that poke damage to get that third copy. That damage boost from Mercy is just doing outstanding stuff for Dragunov.
Flying around here is really fantastic. It's so hard to stay out of the sightlines, but Polar just can't find the angle. Anytime Dragunov pokes the little head out, it doesn't matter. D.I.R.T, I think they're just poking for ultimates right now. Woo! Goes down from across the map. We got the Mercy now for the Resurrect, but the D.I.R.T is going to just layer in the damage. Ember not really getting a chance to breathe right now as they're just getting battered around, battered and bruised. Lind is down 2. Not going to be having those bubbles anyways. Double bubble is eliminated as the tanks fall. Disque on the clutch here. Tracers, the only real hope. A Dragon ends that hope right here and now. The point hasn't come out flipped yet, but it's so close. And as soon as it does, it's go time. Ember needs to find a way back in. Now it's going to be J-Star trying to touch the but they don't even have time to move away. And that will be us going the full distance, 1-1 on the final control map of Nepal. This next map will decide it all.
Oh my god. The echo right now is just insane. Dragunov just finding so much value with the Mercy Pocket. Finding so much value, but we finally made it to Village. So you know that means we get to see the May.
Yeah, the dueling maze is going to be an issue right now. The question is Dragon going to stick on this Symmetra, or are they going to go back over to the Tracer? Because I think either would benefit them.
Personally, I think for possession of point, I'd stay on the Symmetra because May plus the Sim turrets are just absolutely annoying and terrifying. Plus, like I said before, easy charge up on it, and we do see that Symmetra staying on. I think that's a great call because you do have the wall to build your energy off of, and you do have the Rhine shield that you know is coming.
Yeah, the Rhine shield, it's going to be almost immediately broken as, oh, Dragunov is waiting for this isolation. It's so close. They can taste that Rhine taking a step too far, but J-Star playing it safe, playing these angles, making sure Truth never has a shield, and they're rotating around to the other side of the point to avoid that setup. They knew exactly what was coming to them, but no amount of prep can save you. The Immortality field just barely gets J-Star scrape away with their life, and they're almost up to a shatter, much faster than Truth. Truth has to be ready to block it, but with no health on their shield, it's going to be up to the wall to buy time.
Yeah, but Dragon did find Blaze in that, so that's huge, getting rid of that Lucio speed. J-Star might need to get that shatter in.
Going around the back. This is going to be the flank of the lifetime if they hit it, and it's big 3-4 down to the ground, and that's all D.I.R.T needed to crumble as Ember rolls in for the cleanup. They finally get the flip out. 25% is a nice pittance for D.I.R.T, but they won't be able to hold on to much more than that as the point goes over to Ember.
Yeah, amazing rotation from J-Star, finding that fat shatter. And I must say, that Ant Matrix, no value as far as damage goes, but just as zoning, it was enough to allow J-Star to get around and kind of get the prize on them. But Dragunov switched off that May, didn't even bother with the Blizzard, just went ahead and switched over to Echo.
The immediate switch off is something you need to see though. If you hold on, playing for that ultimate that you're not really sure is going to win you the fight, it might as well get you more overall value. And with the Mercy Pocket, I know they're feeling themselves. Dragon as well on their signature hero. That Sombra going to be great for isolating either of those tanks. The grab is going to make it hard to do any of that in this first fight as Truth and KDC are already down.
Yeah, Tess just popping off on that McCree once again. This might be the difference compared to what we just saw on the previous map, is Tess is on that McCree instead of Polar. Polar's been awesome on the May, and I think is a great job staying on that May. Now they have to worry about Blizzard Beat and another Ant Matrix coming in. they don't have an ult because they made those switches. And I'm actually shocked that we got off the Reinhardt and didn't stay on Ryan and didn't switch to Diva.
It's going to be a little dicey. Jack is going to be able to make space with this self-destruct, but it's already a lot of percentage building up here. 70 for Ember. Even if the point does flip out after these kills, this is going to be tough for Dirt to hold on to. They need to do this without using as many ultimates as they can. With Dragunov going down early in a position you can't really get the resurrect in, I'm not really sure that's going to be possible.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult. And, I mean, once again, you're 85% on that chart and you're not committing any ults yet. It might be time just to throw an ult just to see what happens.
Yeah, they have to. Polar throwing down that blizzard onto the point, trying preventing any stall to self-destruct though from Jack. Clears up so much space, and they do manage to get Test before that sound barrier goes off. Going for an optimistic shatter, but you gotta use it. You gotta commit as many as possible, because you know you're gonna get another one right away. As Dragunov gets J-Star with that one, but the kills are already there. Doesn't matter that you landed a charge, the damage isn't enough. The healing from Ember is so good, and in this overtime, that's everything. The grab for the cleanup, that's all they needed. This overtime is burning away faster and faster. There's an EMP on the field, and that's it. Dragon's not even getting a chance to use that as Ember comes back from the brink of defeat for the reverse. And they are your winners. 3-2 over Dirt is all there's going to be afforded. And J-Star, as they deserve, gets the play of the game.
Yeah, what a great flank we saw from J-Star right there. Once again, just awesome rotation coming in from Ember. And you know what? I told you, they had it on their head. How were they going to best in the brawl? And they did. They bested so well that Dirt just didn't seem they knew what they should have switched to and switched maybe the wrong switches there. But hey, you know what? You got to do what you got to do. And I can't blame him for trying something. Dragunov definitely beyond that Echo was a huge pick. They were popping off. They were able to find picks. I think maybe switching off the Sombra might not have been the best call for them, considering how long it took them to build that EMP on Sanctum. But you know what? Once again, you're going to try to play it to your strengths. And unfortunately, their strengths were not good enough to beat Ember there on Village.
Yeah, we talk about how the Sombra wasn't really building the EMP. We didn't talk about too much how good Ember was at denying that EMP. I mean, Dragon just didn't get a chance to play Sombra. And that to me shows a remarkable amount of dedication. I mean, Dragon, as we've been saying, is known for that Sombra. And if you know that's coming at you, you gotta prepare. You can't get run over if you know the train is coming.
You really can't. And when you do get hit by the train, you need to start picking up the pieces and making the switch to where you won't. But hey, you know what? It's going to be a life lesson learned for them, and that's all you can do from this. But hey, you know what? They were able to take 2 maps from this, so it's not a complete loss for Dirt. Ember, huge win tonight. And guys, guess what? It is Wednesday. That means you have one more match this week tomorrow, and an awesome beat drop with an awesome team known as Mob Mentality. I was lucky enough to do it, so that will also be posted on YouTube right after tomorrow's match. So go check it in at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've been Gizmo Charmander on the Analyst.
And I have been Keela Miles. Thank you for watching Overwatch Tranquility tonight, and I hope you all have a wonderful night.
An awesome job, Booth, on the production, especially with the controller tonight.
I called you tonight. I've been thinking this for too long. Send a message, you don't reply. I keep looking for you, even if it's wrong. I'm sitting all alone in my room. You're stuck so hard in my head. I don't care if there's no chance. I need to find you. I need to know. I need to know. I need to know if I'm still in your heart. If I'm still in your heart.